Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I'm up again with Panalisa, and today it's the lovely tag. This is a layered tag, or they can be used independently. One has got a lovely pickety edge, and also the little Christmas stocking that comes with the candies, cane and holly. Yes, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. Now, the first thing I want to show you without dropping it, and I had to do it beforehand and hopefully it's drying, is I'll just grab it. I used Puffy 3D. This stuff you can get in Walmart, Michael's, Joanne. Obviously you can get it online, but it works on everything. That's what it claims. So it does take some drying time. I'm going to see how close I can get. There you go. I did use my my hot gun to try and heat it up, but it's kind of, I'm going to put my hand there just in case it falls. It's got a semi-gloss on it. It's the kind of thing that you use for frosting on cakes and stuff. But I wanted to do the top of my stocking, and then that little big glitter there is this stuff. It's been on my desk for at least a decade. That's Distress Stickles dry glitter. So I want to move that just up there so I do not put my fingers in it. Right, so we're going to be using some untraditional colours for Christmas, and this from my personal haul. I've still got it on my table, and I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to use it today. So we're going to be using that. But I want to share the tag first. I've used Panalisa's paper pack. And one of the things I like to do, if I like the cover, I will cut the cover. Because, of course, the cover is thick. So I used a piece of my cover to do that part of the tag. You can see we're going creamy here. And I've got a lovely vanilla background. Those two are going to layer up. And somewhere I am going to be having my lace. So there's the colour scheme. And also from that little icon set yesterday, there's a snowflake. So I want to try and put that in there as well. And I also had a leftover from those cute little jumpers. And you know, I can't find it. So I'm mooching around on my table now with determination. I'm thinking, I hope the dog didn't run off and eat it. Yeah. Oh dear. Ah, there it is. I found it. That little Christmas tree that goes with that sweater set. So I didn't want to waste that. So I'm going to be using that as well. And what else have we got? Oh yes, we need the Christmas stocking, and that is how it cuts out. It's got a lovely little sort of like lacy pickety bit. And so my little Christmas stocking, as you can see, the toe and what have you is stitched. You can cut those out in a different colour if you want to. I wanted to leave mine lace, but what I do want is I want a solid background. So I'm going to show you how to achieve that. So I'm just popping those bits there. And also the fold over reinforcers for the tag. I had a little bit of my cover left, so I cut two. I haven't decided which colours I'm using yet, and I've also done them in cream and craft. So let's get some clarity there. No, it's pretty grey and rainy outside. Oh, there we go. So I don't know which ones I'm using yet, but I cut three different colours, so I've got those. And then I prepped my candies, and all I did was cut in cream and craft. And then because they double up, I was able to just use the opposites, and then to go with my little bit of gold. So I'm picking them up and putting them on my hand, of that little tiny Christmas tree over there. I did my holly berries in gold. There they are. So we've got little tiny holly. And so, as I say, it's a little bit gingerbready, but it's not very traditional in colour. It's very muted. So I'm just going to pop those over there, and those are going to be our little decoration pieces. So without further ado, oh yeah, some Dollar Tree foam pads. Who can live without them? And I am bringing this over here. I'm making sure my cardstock piece is big enough That's great. So I also need a pencil. It's just a pencil from Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And I'm getting my die out of the pack so that I can show you. Right, so here is the die, and that is of course the direction of which the boot is facing. But if you flip it over and take a close look, let's see, there you go, you can see the cut edge, and you can also see that inner line. That's where you want your pencil to go, which means you're going to be cutting a piece that is actually smaller than the cut edge. So that makes it really useful. So making sure it fits on my bit of cardstock there, and it does just about. We're just going to get our pencil here. Now you don't need all of it. We only need to be able to cover those bits there. So if I go around this bit, I can roughly see where I need to be. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut within those lines again. And if I just do that there so that I basically know where I am, I know that all my pattern is within that border. So if I lift that off, it looks like a right load of squiggles, but at least I know what I'm doing. Right. So we now need to cut within that pencil line. And then if we need to trim off any more, we can certainly do that. I just find this an easier way than, you know, getting a bunch of bits out and making an error. So if I flip that over and put that to there, let's move that down a bit. There we go. I can see that that is covering that bit. And then I've got this curve here, which means I'm totally out. I'm just trying to glide it over because the pattern is right there on the edge. Right, I can totally see where I'm out there, so I'm just going to put that there, and then I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to snip that off, and then I need a bit of a tighter curve, but not much of one. And then I can totally go under there, because you're never going to see it. So I've got that bit, I've got that bit, and then I can just completely get rid of the heel section. Right, so now I've got a solid white, I hope, when I slide that across. Just need to line it up. Yep, that will do me. I'm just going to hold it in my hands while I get my glue underneath. So this is my art glitter glue, and as you know, I was using it in here. My flower kept dropping off and I couldn't find the hole, so I've gone back to one of my little bottles with a little silicone tip, and it's working out just great for me. So now I just need to go under there and squirt a little bit of glue. I'm going to squidge that down. Now this is going up on a foam pad, so I don't have to worry too much. So now I've got a nice white pattern base, and I'm just going to cap this off. Right, my dog is moaning to go outside, or shall I say all three of them are moaning to go outside, so I'm just going to pause and let them out. Okay, so now that that's glued down and I've got lovely white showing through, I'm going to flip it over and put my foam pads on. And normally, if that was dry, I would have put that on first and flipped it over, but because it's still wet, I'm going to err on caution and do it this way. So I'm just putting a couple of foam pads into here, just to hold it nice and secure. Put one there, and I've always got a little bit of one. Have you? I always keep a little bit of something just hanging on to something else. So there we go. We've got a little bit of something. Right, now I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to very, very carefully pick that up and pop it onto some glue on here. Now, I know that my bottom has got the frosting on it, so I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm going to pick this up very carefully. I'm going to have to put my fingers on the edge of it, and I've already kind of smooshed it a bit, but never mind. And then I'm just delicately going to put that onto there. And yeah, here we go. There we go. It's almost dry, but just not quite. So let's have a look at that. Do you know, I'm actually trying to remember if I put my frosting on the top or the bottom, because I know what I'm like, and I think I put it on the top. Yeah, I did, and it's just me now getting all confused. So I'm turning it over. I'm going to correct my mistake. Oh, that was lucky. Right, my frosting is at the top of my little booty. Don't know why I call it a boot. It's a Christmas stocking. There, that's all lined up. So let's have a close-up, because it's all bibbledy-bobbledy and lovely. Isn't that nice? You can see that slight shine on it. I really like that. So there we've got our little boot. And I'm going to put my die back over there so I don't lose it. And I'm just going to let that carry on drying while I scoot these out of the way too. And we get on with this bit. So I want to be centre, so I want a centre of the pattern. So I'm going to go like there with that and just have a bit of lace. I mean, whatever it is that you're deciding to make, you know, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I just love this. I mean, if I went there, you can see it'd be odd. I'd have like 1.5 and a bit hanging off, but I just want it to be in the centre. So I'm kind of like studying where that is. But I'm going to glue it down anyway. So I'll just go with my centrepiece first and hold that down. And hopefully I'm in the middle. That looks about right. Then I can just glue my other bit on. Now I know where my middle is. Now I don't need a bunch of glue. I'm just going under those little round bits. Put that down there. I was just checking my camera then. I thought I was still on pause. I'm in a habit of doing stuff like that. Just make sure that's straight. I'm going to flip it over and give it a squidge. Make sure you don't glue it onto your paper. Alright, now I just want to trim that off. And I've still got lots of little bits left that I can use for something else. Now, those little jumpers that I shared yesterday, I mean, look at this. They would look so sweet on that tag as well. Yes, I've still got them on my desk. They're not going anywhere. I'm going to make many, many more. But just look at that. Isn't that cute? But we're making the boot, so I'm moving that. Now, onto the back of here, I want foam pads again. So I'm going off into my corners. Go down the centre. It's always nice to give dimensional things a lot of support, which is why it's great to get foam pads either from Alina Craft or from Dollar Tree, so that it's not breaking the bank when you do it. And talking about Alina Craft, I've got some foam tape on the way, and a design team haul, which is going to take a couple of weeks, but I'm looking forward to it. It's a very large 3D house with drawers, so that's something actually that I might make over a period of 4 or 5 days, because if I do it in stages, then whoever's got the die will be able to just follow along and have a little, you know, installment of how to do it. Now I want to match up my holes. There we go. So now our lovely lacy tag is 3D. And I know that we've gone all, ooh. Oh, this weather, honestly. I'm going all close now. There we go. And hope that it stays that way. Right. And then we have our boot. Now, before I put my boot on, I want to kind of like decide where exactly I want all my little bits and bobs to go. So I do know that I want to pop my tree onto there, because I just think that's going to look cute. So I'm having my tree for there. Just a couple of little blobs of glue. I don't really want to hide the pattern, so I'm going to move that down slightly. And I'll go for that, because a little bit of gold is always nice. And then I've got a snowflake, so I'm pretty sure I want my snowflake right the way up there, so that's where I'm going to stick it. Oh, I do apologise for my camera. I'm wondering if I should drop it down lower. Let me pause while I just drop the camera. There we go. I hope you can see a lot better now. I do like to do close-ups. It's important to see everything, warts and all. So just want to make sure that's within its edge. Now, if you want to use some little gemstones or something into your snowflake, you know, on those little round bits or little pearls, you can definitely do that and start to make it look even prettier. Now, before I do my stocking and fill anything up, I want to put this on. I've decided I'm going to go with Craft, and I'm going to pop that onto there. So I need to wrap it around. Yeah, I'm not actually going to fold it in half, or am I? I was hoping I'd have a loop, but maybe I'll just fold it. There we go. And I'm going to put some glue on either side. So just dotting the holes. Make sure that's right over there. Right, I'm going to hold that a second and I'll be right back. Right, so we've got that, and now I'm going to be brave and I'm going to use a little scrap of cardstock that the top of the boot was drying on, and I'm just going to flip this over, because I like to utilise my sticky pads to attach all my little bits of decoration. So let's grab a little lollipop and see where I want that. I think I want that fairly low down. I want that just to look like a candy, kind of on the edge of the boot. And that one can be a little bit higher up. Yeah, go a little bit higher up on that one. So easy to do once you've got your foam pads down. And then I'm going to go there with that one. And overlap and put that one a little bit lower. So I've got all of my little candy bits coming out of there, because you've got to remember it's not an extremely long tag, but it's the tag that I'm using. And then I'm going to stick my hollies on after. So now I just need to remove the rest of my tabs and then position my little Christmas stocking on. So I'm going to hold it by its candies because I want it to come slightly off the edge. I'm going to go there. And then I've got my little hollies. And I think I'm going to go on top of each other, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to come off the little boot there. So I'm going to have that one a little bit lower down. And then I'm going to put the creamy colour one pretty close on top. And just kind of like offset it so that my camera is still playing up. There we go. I really like that. I mean, as I was saying, it's really non-traditional colours, but you could choose whatever colours you wanted to. I'm moving this around now because I haven't decided, but I'm pretty much committed, I think, once I do that. But I just think that is so sweet. And of course you've still got space, and I can see the hole there, and I'm just trying to think, where's my twine? Because I'm likely to use something very natural like this, so I'm going to cut a piece of that off. Because I'm trying to stay all matchy-matchy. And I think this is one of those sets as well that would look nice if it was all done completely just using white. So I'm just going through the hole there. I'm just pulling that through. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it in camera. I'm just going to go for that. Now, if you want to open that out around there, then you could absolutely do that around the edges, so that you've got your tag strings just coming up from behind. But I'm going to leave mine on top, I think. I like that rustic roughness. That's what I'm going to call it. Rustic roughness. But that is what I have for you today. And as I said, you know, I do apologise for the lighting and the camera, but I just think that's really sweet. You've got loads of shiny textures and glittery bits and all kinds of stuff going on. And that cardstock is just absolutely gorgeous. That paper pack. I just think it's so pretty. If you wanted it to stand out a little bit more, you could edge it with a little bit of distressing tea dye or something like that, so that you're sort of like staying within the tones. But I do like that. I think that's wonderful. Yeah. Right, once again, I thank you so much for joining me. Do have an absolutely awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.